Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Fbbfde, the Friday before Black Friday Data Extravaganza. Now, we are streaming live here to LinkedIn, and we are also streaming to YouTube via the Pact channel, which is really, really exciting. And we will hear more about the amazing books that Pact are going to be offering up near the end of the session. Now, it looks like we are being joined by quite a few people from all around the world. So let's take a bit of a look at where everyone is coming in from today. Shivani from India, hello, how are you doing? We have got Gordon coming in from Michigan. Shrikant, also from India. Wow, we've got lots of people coming in. Who else do we have? We have got Richard from not so sunny Scotland. I can tell you it's not so sunny in London either, so don't worry about that. We have got, who else? Brianna from Wisconsin. Nice. So it's great to have you all here, and thank you so much for joining. So the aim of this event really is to just have some fun as a data community as we near the end of what has been quite a long 2020. We've got some industry leading speakers here with us today, and they will be giving 5-minute lightning talks on their areas of expertise. So that's really, really exciting. This is going to be covering all of the areas from data, essentially. So data science, data engineering, data governance, data literacy, data management, data visualization, and data quality. So there really is something for everyone. On top of that, there will be giveaways during each of their talks, and I will introduce these giveaways before they talk, and then make sure that you comment in to win and then the speaker's name. And then after they've talked, they will go through and pick some winners at random to win what they're giving away, and they will announce those at the end of the event. So make sure that you stick around for that. We also have a lot of Black Friday deals, and these are huge Black Friday deals on the transformational and industry-leading courses and content that the speakers have created. So absolutely take advantage of these. You will most likely not find lower prices on any of this stuff during the year, so make the most of this. And all of the details for these Black Friday deals will be in the registration page, which I have linked at the top of this live stream. And then on top of all of that, we have a lot of data-related quiz questions and trivia. So we've got about an hour and a half, and remember that the aim here is to have fun. So put in a lot of comments and please do interact. Now, I am actually going to kick things off today with my talk around what you need to know for a career in data science. But before I start, I just want to tell you that I am giving away 2 of my data science career coaching sessions. So if you would like to be in to win one of those and discuss anything in the realms of data science, but maybe it's the skills required to get into the field, or if you wanted some help with interviewing, then please do comment in to win, and then Andrew while I am talking, and I will pick some winners and we will announce them at the end. Anyway, like I say, I am here to talk to you very, very quickly about what you need to know for a career in data science. So a little bit of background. Over the past 7 or 8 months, I've been talking to hundreds of hiring managers, recruiters, and leaders within the field of data science. And I've been asking them everything from skills, tools, techniques, attitudes, education, interviews, what it is that differentiates a good data scientist from a great data scientist, what it is that differentiates a candidate who gets the role versus one who unfortunately misses out. And I've distilled all of this down into Data Science Infinity, which is my data science program. Now here I've got about 3 minutes, so this is going to be a super high level overview, but it means that you can focus your time and energy, because this question around what should I learn or where should I focus my attention is so common. It's definitely the most common question that I get asked from aspiring data scientists. So firstly, you will need to know some coding, and without a doubt, you must learn SQL or SQL. It is so powerful, and it is still solving so many business problems. You also want to learn more of a true programming language. So this could be R or this could be Python. In Data Science Infinity, I happen to teach Python. The reason for this is that when I did talk to data science leaders, I found that around 87% of them said that they were using Python in their teams for data science, whereas around 55% were using R. So it doesn't matter which you use. They're both amazing languages. I'm not going to start that debate. Definitely not. I've learned both in my career, and I love both. But what is key is remember that you should always be focusing on thinking about how to solve a problem, not necessarily what coding language you're using. Next, you're going to hear about all of the maths that you need to know for data science. Now, please do not be scared away by this. You do not need to sit there reading textbooks for a year before you're allowed to progress or before you're allowed to work on anything cool. So, you will absolutely need to learn some maths along the way, but do it while you're building and applying things like machine learning algorithms. It's so much more enjoyable learning this way, testing and modifying things, pushing buttons, turning dials, and seeing what happens, then understanding why, all within the bounds of application. And that actually breeds one of the most powerful skills that you can have in data science, which is the ability to understand what it is you're doing in an intuitive sense, because it means that you can explain these things to other people in the business who will give the green light for your project. But if they don't understand it, then it will sit there on a shelf. So that's a really, really good way to learn. And speaking about machine learning, this is a huge part of data science. So we do need to talk about it, but don't think that you need to learn every possible machine learning algorithm on the face of the earth. When you're starting out, focus on 4 or 5 key algorithms and learn them really well. Get an understanding of what it is that's going on under the hood so you can get the most out of them, but also so you can apply them correctly in whatever scenario it is that you encounter. And trust me, these 4 or 5 key algorithms will solve 95% or more, of the business problems that require a machine learning solution. And so far, I've mainly been focusing on the technical skill set, but it is important to emphasize that data science is not all about technical skills. Far from it. In my experience, the best data scientists are not the smartest ones by definition. Absolutely, they know their stuff in terms of coding and statistics and other key data concepts. But what differentiates them is they understand what it is the business is trying to achieve or the problems they're trying to solve, and they use the data and they use their unique skills and the tools that they know in clever and often simple ways to solve these problems or to add tangible value. Communication is key. So good data scientists know a lot of technical concepts, but a great data scientist can actually simplify these down to get everybody in the business on board. Remember, as data scientists, we're here to solve problems, not to sort of introduce new ones. We're here to enhance and accelerate business decision making, not get in the way of it. So to summarize what has been quite a whirlwind talk, and the talks will be very, very quick today. There are some key technical skills that you need, absolutely, but it's often the softer skills that will set you apart in the long run. In data science, something that I always say is that nobody's going to pay you just to be good at maths or just to be good at coding or just to know 20 machine learning algorithms, but they will pay you, and they will pay you really well, to add tangible value to their business or to solve the problems that they have. So keep that in mind, and you will definitely have a successful career in data science. Now, with all of that said, I do want to tell you about my Black Friday offer on Data Science Infinity. And like I mentioned, I've talked to hundreds of leaders and hiring managers and recruiters over the past half a year to a year. And I've blended this with what I've learned in my career, as well as what I've seen while interviewing hundreds of data science candidates at companies like Amazon and Sony PlayStation. And I've distilled this all down into Data Science Infinity. So with the program, you're going to learn the right content, so the skills that hiring managers actually need and want. You're going to learn it in the right way with a focus on intuition and understanding and application. And then on top of that, you're going to get unlimited guidance and support along the way, meaning that if you ever get stuck or demotivated or you want to discuss something, then I will be right there to help. And the reason that I offer this is that there is no such thing as become a data scientist in 3 weeks or 3 months even. So guidance along the way like this is what's going to take you ahead of the pack in what is an ultra competitive field. So for this weekend, I am offering everything from Data Science Infinity for half price. And if you head to the registration page, which is linked at the top here, then next to my picture, you will find a link to the Data Science Infinity homepage, as well as the discount code that you need to get that half price offer. And if you do have any questions, then absolutely please do get in touch. The best way is to DM me here on LinkedIn. I spend all day, every day on LinkedIn here, so I will always reply. Right. So, wow, that really did feel like a lightning talk. Anyway, that means that it is time for our first quiz question. So I'm really looking forward to these. So what I want you to do is I want you to put your guesses in the comments. So at the end of every speaker, we will have a quiz question. And there's no prizes for these. It's just, a bit of kudos if you are the one that gets the right answer. So put your guesses in the comments. And please don't try and Google it. I know you have access to Google one tab away from where you're looking at this, but please try to avoid that. So my question here is, the first quiz question: in what year was the term artificial intelligence first used? In what year was the term artificial intelligence first used? So put your guesses into the comments and we'll see what you have, and then I will answer that very quickly. All right, George Farrakhan has 1920. Right, so a little bit later than that, Sasha Talks Tech, 1959. That is quite close. So for anyone else, maybe have a guess around there somewhere. All right, we've got lots of guesses coming in now. All right, 1955. I can't quite click on it. 1955 from Tomas Solis. I couldn't quite click on your link before it disappeared. And we have Sambit Mishra has put 1956, and that is actually the correct answer. So in 1956, the term artificial intelligence was first used. And I've got a little bit of information around it. So it was used by John McCarthy and Marvin Minsky at a conference. They brought together top researchers from various fields for an open-ended discussion on this new area called artificial intelligence. And it says that apparently the conference fell short of McCarthy's expectations. People came and went as they pleased, and there was failure to agree on standard methods for the field. Well, I'm pretty sure that 64 years later, we are no closer to agreeing on any sort of standard methods for the field of artificial intelligence. So there you go. Anyway, this is going to be quite a fast-paced session. Like I say, we've got an hour and a half, so we are going to keep things moving quite quickly, which means that we are going to move on to our next speaker. And next up, we have Kate Strachny. So I will bring her on now.
You said my name right, Andrew.
I've been practicing. That's what I've spent most of my afternoon doing, is practicing your name.
Hi, everybody.
All right. So how are you finding the extravaganza so far? I mean, it's just been all me so far, unfortunately. We have a lot more to come.
It's awesome. We have so many people engaging in the comments, and I love the trivia. I know none of the speakers know the answers to the trivia. I actually guessed 1929 because I figured sometime around the Great Depression, people are like, let's do AI, you know?
Yeah. Any excuse for AI to get out of the depression. Absolutely. So Kate is going to be going through data visualization best practices, and that is very, very, very exciting. But before she gets into that, however, I would like to mention that she is very generously giving away 3 of her visual best practices courses for free. So just like before, if you are keen for this, you need to start putting in to win Kate in the comment section, and she will select some lucky winners at random once she's finished talking, and then she will announce those at the end of the event today. So in to win Kate if you want to win one of 3 visual best practice courses. Right, so I'm going to have a bit of a break, and I'm going to share your screen for you here.
Awesome.
Let me get that right for you, and I will disappear, and I will come back in about 4 minutes, okay? So I will see you soon.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much, Andrew. So hello, everybody. I'm Kate Strachny, founder of Story by Data and the Dedicated Academy, and more recently, the Dedicated Conference. So I like the word dedicated, got that established. It basically means dedicated to data for those who don't know me. So today I'll spend exactly 4 minutes talking about data visualization best practices. We're going to cover 3 quick tips on how we can enhance your data visualizations today. Okay, step 1 is layout and chart selection. So basically choosing the right chart or graph to represent your data. Step 2, reduce clutter. This essentially means remove anything away from the visualization that does not help you share your data story. And step 3, intentional use of color. So proper use of color can help you tell a story, but if you use it in the wrong way, it can actually really confuse your audience and have them thinking, what am I looking at? All right, so part of step 1 was selecting the right chart. This is the dedicated chart selector guide. It basically gives you a starting point of, once you know what type of data you'd like to present, it allows you to get a better sense of which chart or graph is best to use for representing that data. So as an example, we've got, if you want to display trends over a period of time for a single category, we're going to go ahead and use the single line chart. And we basically have a description. It might be a little bit small for you guys to read it, but it helps you organize your thoughts when you're planning out your data visualizations. Step 2 was reducing clutter. So there are a lot of things we can do to reduce clutter, but I'll cover a couple of them right now. One is grid lines, right? So we have a thumbs up, which is a good version of a chart, and a thumbs down version, which is maybe a little bit more confusing version of that chart. So grid lines are not present or muted. So if you use light gray as a color for grid lines or borders, that can actually help you a lot because it allows your data to talk versus the grid lines to talk. Data legends. So these are color legends, size legends, shape legends, just making sure that you position them next to the relevant data and use them sparingly. So in our example, we have a color legend for ship mode, and the bad version, we don't have a color legend. So we're looking at it and saying, what am I looking at? Value formatting. I know these might seem like really small steps, but they can really make a huge difference. So on the bad version, we have just the regular number with 2 decimal places. And on the good version, we have numbers in thousands with a currency symbol. So we know exactly what we're looking at here, which was sales and profit. And then removing any icons or images that do not support interpretation. One thing I've noticed quite a bit is people tend to throw in icons and images. And in some cases, they're really helpful. But you really have to take a step back and think to yourself, is this helping the data visualization? Is this helping me tell the story? Or is it just there for looks, right? Then the last step, and I'll go quickly here because I think Andrew is probably looking at his watch, intentional use of color. So use color intentionally. Don't just throw colors of the rainbow onto your charts thinking it's going to look better or look pretty or more attractive. Basically, use the color to highlight the key patterns and guide the viewer into focusing them on the data story. As I mentioned with the grid lines, all supporting data needs to be muted or light gray to help your audience focus. You need to consider that your data visualizations or dashboards could be printed in black and white or be viewed by a colorblind person. So keep those things in mind when you're designing. Try to be consistent when you're using color for same variables. And last but not least, my rule of thumb is not to use more than 5 colors in a data visualization. You might have to break these rules at some point, but these are just guidelines that help you on your journey of making effective data visualizations. This is a quick before and after example. I won't spend too much time on it, but basically the before breaks almost every data visualization rule that I've ever heard of. And the after uses visual best practices to help tell a story. So we're using the same data, we're using the same chart type, same title, everything is the same except how we formatted the visualization. My parting thoughts for you guys are, do not accept the default settings, right? So Tableau, Power BI, Click, they might have default settings that allow you to drag and drop cool stuff into your visualizations. But the idea here is to take the steps necessary to enhance your visualizations and dashboards to effectively tell your data story. Andrew, I hope I made your time.
You did. It was fun. It was good. That's amazing. Thank you so much for that, Kate. That's really powerful. And I know that we should never underestimate the power of data storytelling. It really can make all the difference. So I want to move on to your Black Friday deal. So can you give us a very short intro into what you're offering?
Yes, absolutely. So the Dedicated Academy has several courses on there. We've got visual best practices. We've got a couple of data to dashboard courses. There's a mini course on presenting dashboards. All of those courses are 50% off until the end of the weekend. So that's the big sale. I know you've got your information, the information on the registration page, Andrew, so I won't spend too much time talking about the codes and stuff. But yeah, that's essentially what it is, 50% off Friday before Black Friday. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, and like Kate says, the link to all of the Black Friday deals are on the registration page, which you can get to via the link at the top of the live stream, and all of the discount codes are there as well. So make sure you take advantage of this because they are very, very good deals. Now we have time actually for our next quiz question. So I'm going to keep you up here, Kate, because I want you to have the first guess. All right, I want to have you to guess in front of all of these people. So my question is, which is better, Python or R? No, I'm just kidding. Let's not open that can of worms. The real question is, which is older, Python or R, in terms of the first official release of the language? And bonus points if you can guess the years that both Python and R were released for the very first time. And everybody that's watching, put your guesses in as well. Which is older and which year, in what year were they released?
I'm gonna say R is older. That's just a complete guess, though. I think.
Gotcha. All right, so we have got Alistair Moore here. He is saying Python, so he disagrees with you.
Okay,
Susan Walsh says R, so she's on your side. We've got a little bit of a mix here, so half Python, half R. So the answer is actually Python. Python is older. So the first official release of Python was in 1991, and the first official release of R was in 1995. So they're both getting on a little bit, considering we argue about them so often now. But Anyway, I will say thank you very much to you, Kate, and I will let you go and pick the winners for your giveaway because remember, we will be announcing those at the end. So I will let you go and relax.
All right, thanks. Thanks, Andrew.
Thank you. And so next up, we have Scott Taylor, the Data Whisperer. So let me bring him up here now. There he is. So how are you doing, Scott? How are you finding the Extravaganza?
How are you doing? Glad to be here.
I am good. I'm good. Right. So what are you going to be talking to us about today, Scott?
I am going to be talking about how, as data scientists, you can discover and understand the essence of your business.
Perfect. That sounds like something that I want to hear about. All right. So again, before you get into that, I would like to mention again that Scott is generously giving away 3 e-copies of his upcoming book, which is called Telling Your Data Story, for free. So just like in the last session, if you are keen for this, and why wouldn't you be? It's free. Make sure you put in to win Scott in the comment section while he's talking. He's going to pick some winners after he's talked and then announce them at the end of the event. So I will give the floor to you. So let me share your screen and I'll make you a little bit bigger. And I will give you this one here. And I will disappear and you can go for it. So good luck.
All right. Hey, everybody. Scott Taylor, the Data Whisperer here from high atop the Data Whisperer World Headquarters in Fairweather Tower in beautiful Black Rock, Connecticut. I have exactly 4 minutes, I guess, so I've got to get going. And I'm thrilled to be here as part of the Friday before Black Friday Data Extravaganza, or Fbbfde. Fbbfde? Is that how we pronounce it? I don't think that's gonna work. But this data version of QVC, and I'm here to talk about what I think is very exciting news, my new book called Telling Your Data Story, Data Storytelling for Data Management. And it is guaranteed to be 99% buzzword free. Now, data storytelling is probably the hottest non-technical thing going on in the data space today, but it's actually focused almost entirely on analytics, telling stories with data. And that's super important. We got to have that. And I felt there was a gap in the space, and I decided, okay, let me help fill it with a second kind of data storytelling about your data, why data is of strategic importance to your enterprise. So it's really focused on the data management side, but I think there's some value there for you data scientists, which I think predominantly this audience is. You're looking at, all right, what am I going to talk about? Is it Panda? Is it Python? Is it SQL? Is it no SQL? Is it some SQL? Is it a little SQL? Can you make up your mind on the whole SQL thing? No, it's not about that at all. It's about what Andrew said right in the beginning, the soft skills. How do you convey the why about your services? How do you convey why data science is important to your organization? Not how you do it, but why you do it. I will tell you, if you're looking for executive support, if you're looking for business stakeholder engagement, you have got to explain the why, because if they don't understand the why, they do not care about the how. Sorry, somebody's got to tell you that, so it might as well be me. And in case you're wondering, in case you never met me before, little spoiler alert, I don't do a lot of whispering, even though I'm the data whisperer. We save that for the data. So what do we talk about in this book? What's this book about? It's about 200 pages, but it's also about the strategic importance of proper data management, and also a lot of things, I think, tips for data scientists in there. How do you understand your business? So when I talk to data scientists, and I talk to a lot of them, and they say to me, you know, when they're not whining about spending 60 to 120% of their time munging and wrangling data, okay, you know why you spend all that time doing that? Part of the reason is you're not getting the data you need. Hopefully this will help introduce you to a whole part of your organization that maybe you're not as familiar with as you should be, which is the data management part of your organization. Those folks are out there creating, governing, stewarding, making that content really strong and foundational so you can use it in the stuff that you want to use it for. So why do we all do this? Why do you do the work you do? And I think there's a message in my book for data scientists. That's a little clip actually from the book. That's from the printed book there. That's not CGI. I didn't just make this up for today. It's actually in the book. These data scientists come to me and they say, how do we understand our business? How do we get closer to the business? And if you don't bring value to the business, then there's no reason for you to be in that job. Again, hate to break it to you. Somebody's got to give you the hard truths here. Hence my hat, the hard truth. So going back on here, let me keep going. Oh my goodness, am I almost done? The essence of your business is about providing value to your relationships through your brands at scale. That's the point. Scale means technology. Technology means data. Data needs data science. And when we talk about value, fill in the blanks here, okay? It's how do you grow your business? How do you improve your business? How do you protect your business? And when you think about relationships, think about the relationships you have: customer, vendor, partner, prospect. Think about the brand you have. Is it a product? Is it a service? Is it an offering? A location? That's where you start to fill in the blanks. That's how you start to find the value. That is the essence of your business. That is why your business is in existence, to provide value to your relationships through your brands at scale. They cannot do it at scale without data, and they can't do it at scale without data science. So hopefully that gives you just a little glimmer. You know, in this book, I cover all the hits, the 3 V's of data storytelling: vocabulary, voice, and vision, the 3 phases of digital transformation, the 4 C's of structured data, the 8 8s of putting your data to work. And as I mentioned, it is 99% buzzword free. That's a guarantee. I can guarantee. Not a lot of buzzwords here. You got to cut through the crazy terminology and nomenclature in the space and be sure to be able to talk to your business leaders. So I know you're bringing me back in here. I whipped through my time. That was so fast. I've got an offer. We can talk about it right now. I think I'm moving into my offer section. It's available right now. Hard copy, $29.95. Ebook, $29.95. Or the combo, $44.95. Why not get the combo? Get the ebook, get the hard copy. Keep one, give one. Makes a great gift. Why don't you give one to that data darling in your life? I'm sure they'll enjoy some of this insight. But today, $10 off. That's right, with Data 10. Go to the site. The links are in the registration area. $19.95 for the ebook. $19.95 for the hard copy, and the combo price is up there. About 200 pages. It's about $20. There is no better value for your data dollar today. Okay, that's about a dime a page. And believe me, some of these pages are worth more than a dime. Some of them probably 17 cents, 25 cents. I probably got an 85-cent page in there. Some of them maybe a nickel. But when you do your multi-corollary regression and bound it all down, it's probably about a dime a page. So it's the best data value for your dollar. And I know I'm going long here, but anybody who's ordering today, I will send you a electronic little note from me. Since I can't sign the books, I'll do a personal note. If you buy the book, if you buy the hard copy, I will send you and mail you a hard copy note. We'll figure out how to find you. DM me if you buy the book. Only the ebook's available today. They're printing the hard copies right now. They're shipping them over to Amazon. Go to the link in the website. In the registration page, you'll get to my Publisher Technics publication. Love those folks. Thanks for supporting me there. So this is Scott Taylor, the Data Whisperer. And again, the most value for your data dollar.
Wow. It's kind of like you've done this before, Scott.
Am I on? Are we on yet? I was just a quick whisper.
Yeah, good rehearsal. All right, so you've already covered the Black Friday offer. Like Scott said, it's all in the registration page, which is linked at the top. So let's quickly move on to our next quiz question. Scott, I'm going to keep you here because I want you to have the first guess in front of all of these people. So obviously we know that the amount of data that we're creating and consuming is growing all the time, and that fact is keeping most of us in a job for years to come. Anyway, my question on this particular topic is how many hours of video content are uploaded to YouTube every minute? How many hours of video content are uploaded to YouTube every minute? So Scott, you can have the first guess. Everybody else guess in the comment section, and I will let you know very soon.
Are you talking about just me? Or like,
so I know that you upload most of it.
We try to. Between our data vendor group, we're up there. Certainly LinkedIn, YouTube.
So how many hours of content? 1,000 hours. Okay. Ridiculous. You've gone high.
Gone high?
Okay. Yeah. So we've got Andreas Kretz saying 1 million. Now he's gone high. So
I got he did, didn't I? Do I win? What do I win? I don't know. I do know.
You just win kudos. You've not won, actually. You've not won. There's some closer guesses. So 500 hours of video content are uploaded to YouTube every minute of every day.
Oh.
There you go.
All right. So in 2 minutes, it's 1,000. That's probably, an average. Yes. I got a question for you. What is a pirate's favorite programming language? Let me answer for you right now. Arr. So that's my trivia question.
Good,
for the
good.
day.
I'm glad you got there. I know David Langer will be happy to see that you're promoting R as well. Because
We're promoting R, and you know what's coming after R? S. Stay
S.
tuned.
Well, do you know what? That's where R came from. It started at a language called S, I think, something like that.
It really
Anyway, we need to keep moving, Scott. I just have to say we need to keep moving. So I'm going to
tell your data.
I'm going to have to remove you. I apologize. You're just going to be removed from the premises. All right. So I will see you later, Scott. So next up, let's keep moving. Next up, we have Andreas Kretz, who is a legend in the world of data engineering. So let me bring him up now. So Andreas, you're going to be giving us a run through, I believe, of the best ways to get into data engineering. Is that right?
Yep.
Perfect. All right.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to talk a bit about like the process, how I always teach it to people. So
sounds good. Anyway, I will quickly mention again that Andreas is giving away a month of free access to his Data Engineering Academy for 5 people. And this is really, really amazing. I've seen the stuff that Andreas is doing, and it's really, really good. So just like in the last session, if you're keen for this is free. So just take advantage of it. Put into win and then Andreas in the comment section, and 5 of you will be luckily selected, and we'll find out at the end of the event. So do stick around for that. Anyway, I will leave it up to you, Andreas. You don't need me to share your screen, do you? You're good to go as is.
Yes, just give me a full screen and then.
Sounds good. I'll see you in 4 minutes.
Yep. Let me start the timer. All right. Hi, everybody. So I'm going to talk about the best way of getting into data engineering. It's also working for all the other or most of the other jobs that are out there, but this is the general thing. But this is for data engineering. So data engineering, what is this? By the way, this is I'm saying it's the plumbing of data science. It's not what the data scientist does, the modeling, the machine learning. It's the computer science. It's the engineering behind it. It's getting the data, building pipelines with the data. It's getting the data to the data scientist and the results back to the customer or whoever is going to look at these results. How to get into it? The first thing is you need to have fundamentals down. As Andrew already said, Python. A few years ago, I would have said Java, but nowadays mostly every tool that is out there is using Python. So you can go for Python, SQL, and also because everybody's doing SQL, and computer science basics like computer networking and so on. So these are like fundamentals. And then I would say research job postings, what is out there, what are people looking for, and not go and try to learn everything, because that never works. It's so much out there, so many tools, so many techniques, you will get nowhere. So try to research what is out there and then start a project. Learn by doing. You're going to have a goal that you're going to go for, and it's going to lead you in a direction, and not just here and there, which is not what you want to do. For example, I have on my Data Engineering Academy, in that academy I have an example project on AWS, and you could do exactly the same thing. Like, this is an end-to-end project where you're starting on the left side with a CSV file, and then you're processing it with Python and using different tools from AWS, and then either building APIs to access the data or visualizing it on a dashboard on a Power BI. That's basically everything you can do. A simple project where you can start simple with one step and go and build it bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's what I always suggest. And that is only one part. The other part, while doing this, you need to document your work. That is very, very important. That is what I started with a few years ago. Like, I wanted to breach out a bit and show what I can do. Document your work, document your project, create a GitHub for it, put all the code there. You can also do blogging on GitHub and document your whole project, and or do videos if you like videos like I do on YouTube. I have over 250 videos on YouTube. Create YouTube videos. That's basically your whatever you want, but document your stuff, and then build your CV around your knowledge and around your project also. Mention it in the cover letter and so on, so people can go there and can look at it, what you've done, what your experience is. And yeah, also on LinkedIn is very important. Duplicate your work on multiple platforms, and then apply to jobs that are similar to what you've researched, because you learn based on like the jobs you researched, the tools and techniques, and then apply for these jobs, and then hopefully get hired quick, and then you're a data engineer. You get a data engineer role, search for junior roles, not senior roles, and then I think you're pretty much done. And that's basically what I do on teamdatascience.com. I created this year. I have a Data Engineering Academy where I have a lot of courses, and a big course with 9 modules that is going to lead you step by step through all this what I've just shown, to creating your project, to applying to jobs, and to become a data engineer, or learn data engineering if you are a data scientist, because a lot of data scientists nowadays need to have data engineering knowledge. I'm doing data engineering coaching. I'm starting a coaching today. I'm usually doing this once a month, so I'm putting it out there, and I'm giving coachings for 3 months, personal coaching via Zoom calls. And next coaching round is going to start in January. Yeah. And if you want to get into data engineering, just quick, Andrew, check out my GitHub. I have a GitHub. If you go to Team Data Science and scroll completely down here, I think you know a lot of them here. There's a link. Read the cookbook, and I have a huge cookbook on Team Data on GitHub about data engineering that is completely free, where you can go.
Amazing.
Andrew, come back.
I'm here. Nice one. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Andreas. That's awesome. And you have a Black Friday deal, which is 30% off your Data Engineering Academy, but that is for today only. So there's no discount code for that. You just have to go there today. The link is on the registration page like everything else. So make sure you get there. Now I have another quiz question. We're going to go pretty quickly this time because we need to make up for a little bit of time. Thanks, Scott Taylor. Anyway, so you can have the first guess at this, Andreas, and everyone else put your guesses in the comments as well. So in the latest quarter, Amazon reported revenue of $96 billion. What percentage of this was made up by AWS? What percentage of their revenue?
Oh, that's a good question. 20-30%, something like that. That would be my guess.
Okay, so it's a little bit lower than that, but it's still quite high. I think it's quite impressive because the size of their retail business is just enormous. So the fact that AWS has grown and grown and grown, it really shows, the magnitude which AWS has in the industry that it's in. So AWS accounts for 12.1% of Amazon's revenue. 12%. So I think that's pretty high. Maybe I'm not right. Anyway, I will let you go, Andreas. So I will let you go and pick your 5 lucky winners. So thank you very much for coming and speaking to us. That's really, really useful stuff.
Thank you for having me.
And let's keep moving and head to our next speaker. So next we have George Fbbfde. So let me bring him up now. Hello, George. How are you finding Extravaganza, George?
Awesome.
Nice. Good to hear. So your lightning talk is called Why You Should Care About Data Governance. And I'm really excited about this one. But before I let you loose on that, I would like to mention that George is very generously giving away 3 of his business glossary courses for free. So like we've done every time, make sure that you put into win George in the comment section, and he'll select some lucky winners and we'll announce them at the end, just like we've mentioned for the others. So I will share your screen here, and I will let you get into it, George. So I will pop back in at about in 4 minutes time, all right?
Sounds good. So I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to share 3 stories and tie that to the importance of data governance. And the first one is about John, who's a data scientist, living in San Francisco, really working in the Silicon Valley, living the life. But unfortunately, for half of the work that he's doing, at least, he's not really happy. And that's because he needs to do data cleansing for more than half of the time that he's spending on that. And, he's not Susan Walsh. He doesn't enjoy doing this stuff, but it's something that he does need to do. And I do assume that you as a data scientist, you do need to cleanse your data. You need to wrangle it before you actually get to work with it. In fact, Forbes is estimating that about 60% of a data scientist's time is spent on just doing that. Not fun, right? It's not what you sign up for. Now let's look at Mary, because her work life isn't much happier either. She's a BI developer. She's a BI professional. She needs to develop these dashboards, these reports, but a lot of the time she's looking for the metadata, for the information about the data that she's working with, both business, both technical as well. And why? Well, it's because the company that she's working for, they don't have a business glossary, they don't have a data dictionary, nor a data catalog. So she's spending a lot of time looking for this information. In fact, the IDC is estimating that the average information worker is spending about 9.5 hours each week just hunting for this information. That's a lot of time. Now, Pardeep is a manager, business manager. She's happy, but she's also relying on the work and the information that John is building through his predictive models, the information that she's drawing out of the data visualizations, dashboards that Mary's putting together. And, she's concerned. She's concerned about that underlying data, about the bad data quality that might creep in. And rightfully so, because IBM is estimating that bad data is costing the US economy alone $3.1 trillion. And let me tell you, that's a lot of money. How much money? Well, just with $1 trillion, we could buy a $1 million apartment for John in San Francisco, another one for Mary, another one for Pardeep, and then 1 million other people. And then we would still have $2 trillion left in the bank. So $3.1 trillion is definitely a lot of money. So why do people have issues like this? Why do companies have these types of issues? And it could be for plenty of reasons. But one of them is a lack of data governance, or at least they don't have a data governance program that is a high enough maturity level in order to draw all these benefits. So what is this data governance? What is this gift that keeps on giving, as I like to call it? And you know what? Ironically, it has a lot of definitions. But I do like to think of it as maybe the HR of data, or the finance department of data. Why? Because HR is managing people as one of the assets that a company has. Finance, well, they manage financial assets. And data governance helps manage data as another asset, because that's what data is. That's what it should be treated as, an asset. So it's helping us put together those roles and responsibilities, that framework to develop policies, procedures, standards, processes for managing data, for working with data along all of its cycles, right? All the way from the acquisition, creation, through the maintenance, to usage, dissemination, and all the way to archival and destruction. So data governance is very, very much needed. So please go check out lightsondata.com. You'll see some amazing courses that will talk about this type of stuff, because you as a data scientist, you as a BI professional, you as a data professional really, or just a manager in any line of business would benefit from knowing on how to create a business glossary. You benefit from having a data dictionary. You benefit from knowing how to put together a data governance program, or at least improving the one that you have. So get your phone, scan the QR code. It will take you right there. I promise you'll find other stuff that will be very useful to what you are doing. So that's my talk, 4 minutes. Thank you so much for listening in.
Nice one. Thank you very much, George. That was awesome. That was really, really useful. And I like the way you went through that. That was really impactful, how you gave examples of different roles that could be helped by data governance. So I really like that. Now, you've given a little bit of information about your Black Friday deal, but I'll just reiterate that you are giving $50 off your business glossary course, and you're giving $50 off your data governance maturity model course as well. So again, links to the courses and the discount codes can be found on the registration page. So go to the top of the live stream, get that link, go and have a look, and then you can investigate all of that. And if you want to get in touch with George, you can do so. He will answer all of your questions, I'm sure. So
Will do.
I'm going to get on to our next quiz question. So I'll keep you up here, George, because I want your guess. So the question is, how many days did it take world record holder Jeremy Harper to count aloud to 1 million? How many days did it take him to count to 1 million?
I would say 35 hours.
So how many days did it take him?
A day and a half.
Okay. So it's a bit higher than that. So
Okay.
let's see if there's any guesses in the comment section here. 3 days we've got. Okay, it's higher than that. It is a long way to count to 1 million.
Was he taking breaks?
So I'll tell you in a second. So he counted for 16 hours a day.
Wow.
And so here's some context that I used when I was at university and I was really hungover once. I counted to 1,000 out loud for some reason, and that took me so long. So I used that and I tried to figure out my guess, but I was still underestimating as well. So I will give you the answer. So Jeremy Harper is an American entrant into the Guinness Book of World Records for counting aloud to 1 million, live streaming the entire process. The count took him 89 days, during which he spent 16 hours counting. He began on June 18th, 2007, and finished on September 14th. There you go. Well done, Jeremy.
That's amazing.
Well
I wonder
done.
who's watching that on YouTube, though.
I know, right? Live streaming it. That's a good idea. So well done, Jeremy Harper. There you go. So that was a great use of his time. But I will tell you what actually is a great use of your time, and that is listening to our next speaker. So thank you, George. I will let you go and relax. And remember, I need you to go and pick your winners from the comment section as well, because we will announce them at the end. So I will see you again at the end.
Cheers.
All right. So next, we have Susan Walsh, the classification guru. So let me bring Susan up. How are you doing, Susan?
Hello. I'm good, thanks. Thanks for hosting.
You're
this.
on mute. There we go. There we go. I can hear you now. I can hear you.
Cool.
Not
Thank
a problem.
you for
Not a problem. How is everything
Brilliant.
in Guildford today?
It's dark and wet, but in homage to Mr. Taylor, I have my truth tiara that I'm going to wear because he has his truth cap.
Nice.
So that's what we're all about.
Nice. Very nice. Yeah, so I promised trivia, didn't I? I mean, Susan and I actually live quite close to each other in Southwest London. There's some trivia for you. Not as good, not as interesting trivia as some of the other one, but there you go. So, Susan, you're going to speak to us today about the dangers of dirty data. And again, before I let you loose on that, Susan's going to be giving away 5 of her data cleansing courses for free. So again, just like we've done every time, if you are keen to win this, remember it is free. Put in to win Susan in the comment section. She will select the winners after she's spoken, and they will be announced at the end. So I will let you get started. Here is your screen.
Brilliant.
And
Thank
I
you
will
very
just
much.
make you a little bit bigger, and off you go.
Fabulous. All right, so I thought we'd talk about dirty data today. My course is data cleansing the basics, but let's face it, nobody wants to talk about that. It's a bit boring, although it has to be done. What I want to talk about is the impact that the reason why you need to cleanse the data and the impact that it has. So I'm going to talk about what is dirty data, different things to different people. So let's cover up some of the basics. And let's talk about how to ensure data accuracy as well. So what is dirty data? Sorry, my PowerPoint's a little bit slow today. So that is not good for my 4-minute session. So dirty data is many things to many people. It can be things like misspelt words, typos, incorrect description, something might have been categorized incorrectly. It can be missing product codes from items. It can be things like information in the wrong column. So you know what it's like. You have a database and someone's put the town in the postcode column or the zip code column, or someone's put the zip code in the town column, or the whole address is in one cell rather than across multiple different rows, cells. It can be really frustrating. It can also be things like no standard units of measure. So have you got liters spelled LITRES or ERS? Or are you using LTR, LTRS, or L? If you've got that across your organization, it is really hard to track and measure products or services or people or things because you're using different terminologies. And then we've got currency issues. So, you know, you might have multiple currencies within that file, so you've got to move that. Then we've got formatting issues as well. So things like dates, they can be notoriously bad, especially if you're working in UK or European date format and the US. It can get really confusing. And then, of course, finally, we have our favorites, the duplicates. So they are pretty much in every data set that you can think of. So I'm a spend data classification specialist. So I wanted to share with you a couple of great examples of data that is I have found interesting and has been dirty. So the first one is LinkedIn. The description was restaurant, the supplier is LinkedIn, and somebody classified it as a restaurant. That means that somebody's looked at the description and not the supplier name. And what that means is it's really important to look at the whole row of data, not just individual columns. And also sometimes data isn't always what it seems. So for example, here's Tinder Corporation. So, it might not be the Tinder that some of you may or may not be subscribed to at the moment. It's actually a company in the UK that provides IT services. So it's all, don't just trust and assume things with your data. And it's really easy for me to say, here's a couple of examples, but when you're working with a really large data set, it can be really hard to find those things. So we're going to go through a couple of cleansing exercises in the training course that will help with that. And then there's consequences of dirty data. Well, it's how the old adage goes. It's rubbish in, rubbish out. Or garbage in, garbage out, or sh in, sh out, as I like to say on the weekend. So it's not good. You get out what you put in. So it's really important to make sure you put the right stuff in, just like your body with health, etc. So how can we ensure that data accuracy? Well, the first thing is we've got to make sure your data has its coat on. So hopefully you're all happy that I've got that mentioned here. So again, it's going to be covered in the training. We're going to talk about why your data should be consistent, why it should be organized, why it should be accurate, and why it should be trustworthy. And then following up with that, just to say, there are no shortcuts to good quality data. You have to put the effort in. It has to be done by humans as well at the very beginning. You have to know your data, so look at it regularly and maintain it. Don't just leave it, fix it and leave it, because you're going to have problems down the road. Then, you know what? It's going to make your life easier, and who doesn't want that? And finally, again, I'm going to say it, make sure you get that coat on. So in terms of the training course itself, there's a number of different modules. So we are going to go through things like, who am I? What's my background? Why am I qualified to talk to you about dirty data and cleansing? I'm going to talk to you about why it's important, the effects of dirty data, how you can ensure that. And then I'm going to go through cleansing, suppliers, and Excel, because that's a tool that we can all use. We don't need to have something that we need to pay for. So it's really simple, not always the best method, but it's a way that everybody can do it. And again, the same with personal information. You can cleanse it in Excel. You just have to be really careful. So there's going to be an hour and 45 minutes of training. So I'm offering free 5 courses to win. So I'll pick out some names. And then also, if you want to pre-order the course, because it should be available next week, if you quote the word dirty 40, you can get a 40% discount on that. So that's me. I have no idea if I'm on time or not, but this is my information. So you can get me at all these places. Please connect with me on LinkedIn. I am looking to hit my 15,000 followers by the end of the year. So it would be great if you could help me do that. And yeah, that's it.
Nice. Thank you very much, Susan. Very, very cool. So I know that dirty data is the stuff of nightmares for data scientists. So I'm very glad that you're educating the world on how to deal with it, because I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, it's the very starting point of everything.
Yeah, absolutely. So you mentioned your Black Friday deal there. Again, go to the registration page, all of the information there, or the links to where you can go to learn more, and the discount codes are there. So please do. This stuff you're not going to get deals like this outside of Black Friday. Anyway, let's keep moving. We need to keep moving. So I've got another quiz question here. What is the most common favorite number? So guesses into the comment section. Susan, I'll get your answer as well. So if you walked up to somebody in the street and said, what's your favorite number between 1 and 100? What would be the odds on favorite number, do you think?
It's got to be 7, hasn't it?
Well, yes. You've ruined the whole quiz. No, yeah, it was the number 7. Apparently, based on some research, there is an almost 10% chance that somebody would say the number 7 is their favorite number, when I guess on average you expect 1% for each of those numbers. How very, very interesting. Good quiz question, right? And it lasted for about 1 second before you got it right. Okay.
It's a party pooper, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Susan. I will let you go relax, and I will let you go and pick your winners, and I will bring you back at the end to announce those.
Brilliant.
Now, speaking of percentages, I would say this next talk has a 100% chance of being awesome. So let's bring in Matt Dancho. Let's bring him up here. Hello, Matt.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good. How are things with you?
Oh, that's fantastic. I'm doing really good.
Cool.
Just trying to share my screen right now, make sure I got everything set up.
Oh, yes, cool. I can bring that on in a second. So you are going to be running us through using Shiny apps to help your business and to accelerate your career, which sounds really interesting. Again, we've got another giveaway. Matt is giving away 5 of his Jumpstart with R courses for free. So just like we've done before, put in to win Matt, and he will pick some winners and announce them at the end. So I will share your screen, and you can take it away. Here we go. I will leave you to it, and I'll see you in about 4 minutes.
Okay, perfect. Cool. All right. Well, welcome everybody. I am going to be talking about accelerating your career with Shiny apps, and I'm going to be focusing in on 2 of my key packages. One is Model Time. I teach this. I'm actually the developer of it. And 2 is Shiny. And this is an amazing library that allows you to build web applications, something businesses need. Before we jump into it, I'd like to show you an example. This is going to be, this is a forecasting application that I built with Shiny with Model Time. And what we can see here, it's interactive, and a company can just connect up their database to it, and you can select whatever database you need to connect up to it. You click this button right here, and what it does underneath the hood is run my package Model Time, and it develops many, many different models and ensembles them, and it produces this nice forecast here. That forecast is really valuable to companies and organizations. It's something that can save your company millions of dollars. So imagine this. If you could be able to develop an application just like this for your organization, it doesn't matter whether or not you know R, Shiny, Python, who cares? If you provide them these types of applications that solve their business challenges, they are going to reward you handsomely, and it's really going to help them. It's going to save them millions of dollars. So who wouldn't want that? All right, cool. So that's my demo. I call it Nostradamus. It's the code name for the app. It's a automatic forecasting app that I built with some of the tools that I teach. So now let's take a step back. Okay, why am I talking about applications? We just talked about what businesses need, but here's the facts. Businesses are changing. Companies are shifting to the cloud, and this is something that you need to be aware of because it directly affects the skills and tools that you need to learn in order to be effective. So we can see here that Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud Platform, companies are switching to these because it's saving them a lot of money, and it also provides their organizations infinite infrastructure, and all they have to do is just click a few buttons if they want more. This really helps the data science teams. Why are data science teams using this? Well, it's because businesses need applications. Here's an example. This one comes from Safe Auto, and this is a company that is using Shiny internally to develop machine learning powered applications that identify anomalous payments. This is really important to this company, and this is the type of thing, this is the type of reason that businesses are switching, and data science teams are now growing within these organizations. Okay, so let's talk about your career. How can you position yourself to be able to develop and to be able to build these types of applications? Well, these are some of the tools that Indeed put together over the, I think it was in 2019. And what they did was they analyzed between 2014 and 2019, all of their job postings and what skills that companies are asking for and this and that. And what they found was that certain technologies were pretty key. Also, we saw that certain technologies were quickly growing. So one of the fastest growing ones here is Docker. And we can see this has 4,000% growth over a 5-year period. That's massive. So companies are really looking for this skill. How is Docker used? Well, Docker is something that allows companies to put applications into production. And it's a tool that I teach. It's a skill that I teach in my program. Same thing with Git. We see Git right here. It's 3% of applications, grew 150%. And then up here, we have AWS. AWS is now in over 14% of technology positions. And it's grown 418% over that time frame. So these are some of the tools that you need to be aware of and some of the things that are going to allow you to be able to help your company. I have just a few logos here of the skills that I teach. And really what I want to do is I want to focus on how you're going to learn these skills. So I want to give you a roadmap. This is something that's really valuable. If you just listen to this roadmap, this is going to be exactly how you can build your career. So this is what companies need. we know that companies need applications, they need Shiny, they need, whatever framework that develops these applications, and they have to be able to embed machine learning and predictive technologies. That is what companies are needing. They don't just want static, they don't just want information they already know. They want to know what's coming next. And that's what these predictive applications tell them. So how are you going to be able to build that? Well, this is the data science workflow. And this is something that I teach from ground up. People who don't know anything about R or Python or anything with data science can start this program that I'm about to talk to you about, and they can go from solving business problems to generating business value. And this is kind of the workflow that I teach. And it kind of follows this acquire data, reformat and clean the data, then hypothesize with a heavy focus on business problem solving, because that's the most critical part. A lot of people focus more on the tools and techniques. Those don't matter nearly as much as your ability to solve problems, which is what I love to focus on. These are some of the tools that I teach, my model time software that I developed, my time TK software that generates these beautiful visualizations, and machine learning. I love machine learning because it's so powerful, and it really helps companies. And then distributing. So you need to be able to build reports, and then you need to take it to the next level, which is building applications, deploying them with Shiny on servers, on AWS, and that's what I teach. So what happens is when you build these applications, they generate results, they reduce costs, they increase revenue, they boost profit. And that's what your organization wants to see. So what I've developed is a 5-course R-Track system. I'd love for you to join. Anybody can start this. This is the beauty of the system. Basically, how it works is there's a 101 course. That 101 course is so important. It teaches you your foundations. It's the most critical course that I teach. And it's because it teaches you how to wrangle data, how to work with visualizations, how to do machine learning, and all the basics all the way up through reporting. It's like climbing a hill, and that solidifies your foundations. Then what we do is we move into the advanced techniques. So you need to know advanced machine learning and time series. These are two of the most critical skills that businesses need. They need to be able to forecast. They need to be able to address different problems like customer churn, employee churn, and these are the things that really can affect your organization internally. And this is where you can most impact your organization in a positive way. And then what I teach are 2 courses on building applications in Shiny. So taking your data science and packaging it into an application that you can then distribute to non-technical people in your organization that don't know, they don't really care about the data science and the algorithms running underneath the hood. But what they want to know is, what are the results? How can I take this and take actions on that information? And you can't scale this in an organization unless you learn a technology like Shiny. So I teach Shiny, AWS, Bootstrap, MongoDB, Docker, Git, all of the technologies that organizations absolutely are 100% interested in, because it allows you to deploy applications. Okay, so with that said, that is basically what I wanted to cover with you today. I am offering 25% off of my program, which is the lowest I've ever gone before. And I think it's really important, especially with everything going on in the world today, to give you guys a break and to also give you guys access to a really career, like, I can't tell you how important this program is to your career. So if you sign up, this will be the best decision that you have made in a long time, because it will accelerate your career, and it's done already so much benefit for so many of my students. All right. Hopefully I stuck within the 4 minutes, Andrew. So
I think we went a little bit over, but that's all right. You had a lot of good stuff to say, and I love that a lot of what you're saying is what I go on and on and on about in my program as well, and boiling it down to the very simple, it's that, what's the business problem? We need to go on a journey from the business problem to the business solution. It doesn't really matter how we get there. The tools are important, the skills are important, obviously, but keeping your focus on solving the key problem, that is just the essence of what we need to be doing. So thank you so much for that, Matt. And remember, so Matt is giving 25% off his business science university courses. So this is huge. And like I said before, the links to the courses can be found on that registration page at the top here. So definitely take advantage of that. I'm going to skip the quiz question for now because we need to catch up a little bit on time.
No worries.
But I will let you go and relax, Matt, and I will let you go and pick your winners as well from the comment section. There were a lot of people that put in to win, Matt, so you've got a bit of a job on your hands there, I think. All right, so I will say goodbye to you, Matt, wherever you are there. Cool. All right, and we are going to bring in our next speaker, who is the Global Head of Data Literacy at Click. So please welcome Jordan Morrow. How are you doing, Jordan?
I'm doing great. Can you hear me okay?
I can.
Oh,
Thank you. So Jordan is going to be talking to us about data literacy and becoming data literate. And I think that does seem like something a person who is the global head of data literacy might know a little bit about. So it's quite handy for you. So I will disappear and I will let you get into it. So I'll see you in about 4 minutes. How does that sound?
That sounds great. And I like to fool people into thinking that I know what I'm talking about, but I'm not sure I do. So thanks, Andrew, actually, for the time to be here. We'll talk about the offering that I have. It is about a book that I have coming out, and Scott's is 99% buzzword free. Mine's 99% all buzzwords entirely. So if you want buzz free, no, I'm just kidding. But let's talk a little bit about data literacy. So what I really wanted to hit on was kind of this future of data and analytics. I spent a lot of my time with companies around the world trying to really hone in on what organizations can do to build the right skills, to build the right skill sets, to get things going. And as I work with these companies, you find little trends, you find little nuggets. And right now we're almost at this apex or this precipice with everything that happened in the year 2020 with COVID, watching organizations trying to adopt and adapt and become, here's a buzzworthy word, more data driven. What does that even mean? Well, the reality is there's a lot of things you could put behind it. Here we are talking today about different skills, different things that the individuals can do to reskill themselves or upskill, if you will. And this is one of the questions I get most frequently is, how do I start? So I want to give you 5 steps, 5 key steps that any individual can do to start to put into place, build out your skills, ways to do more. And if you look at what all these speakers have done today, they're all offering you things. Take them up on it. That would be not even one of my steps. One of the first things that I'll put out there is you have a list of experts speaking to you today about skills, about different things. Dive in. Don't hesitate to take everything that they're giving you and absorb it. So let's jump into the five steps to developing better data and analytics, data literacy skills, because if you study it right now, there is a massive scarcity for these skills, and this will make us all more marketable. So step 1 is don't just go blindly. Find an outcome. What is it that you are actually trying to achieve? When I talk to people about where they get started, a lot of times people are overwhelmed. There's so much to learn in the world of data science and in R and Python alone, and all of these things, so much to learn. Find something that interests you, whether it's data visualizations, whether it's coding, whatever it is, find something that interests you. We're more likely going to stick to something if we're interested in it. This is the problem with New Year's resolutions, right? We set goals and they fall away. They waste away. So find that thing that interests you and then figure out what outcome it is you want to achieve. Whether it's a small thing, you're getting better at data visualization, so you want to learn how to make the colors work more powerfully. Talk about Kate and what she was talking about. Look at data quality and everything that going in there. Look at what Susan was just talking about. Look at what was just spoken right before me about data science. Find the outcome that you want to achieve. Build that together, because once you know what the outcome is, second, implement a strategy to achieve that outcome. We can't just say, I want to get better at data visualization and think that's all we need to do. What do we need to do to make it happen? Well, the third step will help achieve this second step, and that is arm yourselves correctly, right? Invest in yourself. Far too often, what we're seeing out there is people get excited about data and analytics, and then it falls down. It's not being absorbed or adopted. In fact, Gartner predicts right now, if you look at it from an organization perspective, it's around 20 to 30% of data projects are being adopted. We have to put and arm ourselves correctly to make that happen. So first is set that outcome you're looking to achieve. Second, build a strategy. Third, arm yourself, meaning invest in the right tools and yourself correctly. Fourth, you've got to close your own personal data and analytics skills gap. That's data literacy. We can invest all we want in the tools and technology, but if we do not have a strong, confident data literacy in ourselves, meaning being able to take raw data, analyze it to find the insight that's in there, and then take that insight to a decision, it's not going to work for us. So we have to be able to get to that outcome. We have to be able to get to the purpose of data and analytics and what we're trying to do. And then number 5, build this into your own personal culture within data and analytics, meaning this is going to be a step-by-step process that you use continually. You want to make data-informed decisions where data is being put together with your own skills. These are the 5 steps to build out a skill in any case, whether it's data science, data analytics, business analysis, data stories, communication, data viz, anything within this. You've got to know the outcome. What are you looking to achieve? Build a strategy around it, invest in yourself and arm yourself correctly, close your skills gap, and then finally make this your own personal culture. If you could do that correctly, then you're on a path that will continually build upon itself. We can't just shoot from the hip, as they say. We can't just go blindly. So we need to make sure that we're investing in that. And there's my 4 minutes. I'm trying to do this quick for you, Andrew, to catch you up a little bit here.
You did well. You did really well. Thanks, Jordan. That was really, really cool. And it's a really important topic. So I'm glad that you could join us today. And I want to mention that you have a Black Friday deal as well. So do you want to very quickly just introduce what it is that's your Black Friday deal is?
Absolutely. So I have a book that you can pre-order now. It's been written. It's with the publisher, sitting there right now. But there's a code that should be in the registration area for you. 20% off on a pre-order of that book. So get in there. The still is not going to probably last much longer. So get in there, find it, buy it, you know. And but this is, again, when you look at my career path, it's called Be Data Literate. And it gives you steps and ways to start your data literacy journey and make it more powerful. It's not technical. It's not designed to be. It is designed around concrete ways to improve your own data literacy skills. So, and I appreciate, Andrew, the opportunity to come on and share a little bit about it.
No, not a problem. It's been great having you on. And you know, I know the book's going to be good. And you are the global head of data literacy at Click, which is a massive corporation. So, Jordan knows what he's talking about. So if there is a book that you're looking for, on data literacy, then I think this is probably the one to get. And why not get it when it's 20% off? So thank you very much, Jordan. I will actually going to skip the next quiz question. If we have time at the end, I will ask a couple of quiz questions, but I just need to keep us moving at the moment. So thank you for coming on, Jordan. I will just move you off now. So thank you very much. And our next speaker, let me bring on, where are we here? Alistair Moore. Hello, Alistair.
Hi, Andrew. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thanks. How are you? And how are you enjoying the extravaganza?
Well, I must admit, the guys have done and girls have done such a great job ahead of me. It does make the pressure for this next piece.
Yeah, no, I don't know if it's best to go first or last. It's always a hard one, isn't it? Anyway, you're going to be running through the 3 pillars of data quality. But again, before we get into that, we've got another giveaway. So get ready to put your name in the comments. So Alistair is very generously giving away 3 of his Getting Started with Data Quality courses. So absolutely free again. So there'll be 3 of these to give away. So just like you've done with other speakers, put in to win and Alistair in the comments, and he will pick some winners after this and we will announce them at the end. So I will leave you to it for the 3 pillars of data science, and I will jump back on in about 4 minutes. Does that sound all right?
Perfect. Thank you, Andrew. Well, good afternoon, everybody, depending on where you are. Obviously, it might be morning. I wanted to talk to you about the 3 pillars of data quality today. And it's all around people, process, and technology. As you've probably heard from all these people who are passionate about the different areas of data, it's essential that you actually choose a team that can broach the subject technically, but also translate that into a speech that the business will understand and vice versa. Many businesses make the mistake of either hiring purely technical data quality people or purely business focused. The issue you have there is when you want to mix in the strategy and the technology together, you'll have a falling down situation. So step 1, find passionate A players who understand both the business side and the technical side when it comes to data quality. 2, process. Not all businesses are alike in what they're trying to achieve. Jordan put it quite rightly. You need to understand your outcome and then have a strategy to support that outcome. In the main, you have small organizations, medium-sized, and of course, enterprise. who are all trying to achieve different things with their data when it comes to data quality. It's either to help the data scientists, it's to help to do a large migration, and all these different types of processes and sizes of projects mean you need to have a flexible, agile approach and process to how you achieve data quality. Now, the last one, technology. Now, I'd be lying, I do own a data quality product, but they don't do everything for you. They're not a special button you can press and pray Hester, it happens. Data quality needs tooling in different situations. Like I said about the strategy, our tool does not fit everybody. Our tool does specifics, and it's mainly around the profiling, cleansing, and helping migration of projects and data scientists get the data prep done. As George quite rightly put, it's a huge frustration of data scientists. Now, it's key that you understand what you need to achieve in your project, and then understand what tools will actually do for you to achieve those outcomes. You could end up using a massive sledgehammer to hit in a little nail when all you need is a small hammer to hit in that nail. Now, I know we're very short on time, so I think, Andrew, I can give you some time back. I think I did that quite swiftly.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, thank you for that. I'll take any time I can get at the moment, trust me. No, that's perfect, Alistair. So really, really powerful stuff. And you also have a Black Friday deal. So would you like to give us a bit of information on that?
I do indeed. I don't know if you can share my slideshow.
I can indeed. Yes. I'll bring that up now.
So I literally was working on the fly there. But okay, let me just see if I can change the slides so we can get to it. Let me know if this changes at your end.
I'm not seeing any changes at the moment.
Fabulous. 1 second. Sorry.
No worries.
Why aren't we working? For some reason, it's not working, so apologies.
No worries. Do you just want to explain the high level information, and then people can go and take a look at the details?
Absolutely. So we're doing a giveaway of free Getting Started with Data Quality Academy courses, which have all been created by individuals on this course. Scott, the not so quiet data whisperer, Jordan, Susan, the dirty lady who likes her coats, Kate, and of course, myself. So we're giving away 3 of those courses. We're also doing a discounted offer, which is 60% of all iData Quality Academy courses, only until Sunday though. And the code you have to use is 60 iData.
Perfect. All right. And like I've said before, all of the information for those is on the registration page. So if you go to the registration page and you go down to where Alistair's face is on that page, next to there are all of the links you need, as well as that discount code. So let's head to our last speaker of the day. So I'm going to remove you here, Alistair. Thank you very much for your talk. That was awesome.
Just one last thing I forgot to mention. George is also on the course as well as an instructor. He just slapped me. George is awesome.
It sounds like there are some amazing people creating content there, so I would definitely take advantage of that. Right, so I was going to say, let's move on to our last speaker of the day, and this was going to be Robert Jain from PACT, but unfortunately, Robert Jain could not be here with us tonight. It turns out it is his birthday, and it must be around 10 p.m. in India, so he is in likely no state to be live on the internet. Anyway, he has sent us a video, which I will play shortly, showcasing some of the books that are going to be available in the PACT Black Friday sale between the 23rd of November and the 6th of December. And on top of that, PACT are giving away 1 e-copy of each of the 10 books that you'll see in the video. So again, just like before, please put in to win Ravat, and he will pick some winners. But he will be announcing these on the 25th of November when he has maybe recovered from his birthday celebrations. So without further ado, let's take a look at what is on offer with.
All right, guys, happy Friday. I'm sure y'all are having a great Friday. And indeed, it's a great Friday since we have all the data leaders giving us so much insight about data. But I wouldn't let you miss on the books that would be going on the Black Friday sales from 23rd of November to 6th of December. And I'll be taking you to a virtual tour. But before going on a virtual tour, I'll let you know that PACT is giving away these books to the winners who would be participating in the comment section and commenting the books they like. And the winners would be announced on the 25th of November. So all the best, guys. Do participate, do comment, do let us know the books that you like in the comment section so we can pick up the winners and announce it on the 25th. All the best. Let's go on the book tour, guys. Thank you. Alright guys, as I mentioned, let's go on a book tour, and yes, definitely 10 lucky winners will be announced on the 25th of November, so don't forget to comment below to win these books. And these books are, here we go, C# 8 and .NET Core 3 by Mark Price, Cybersecurity Attack and Defense Strategies, Responsive Web Design with HTML5, Dancing with Qubits, Python Machine Learning, The Infinite Retina, Deep Learning with TensorFlow 2 and Keras, Django 3 by Example, Building Analytics Teams, and AI Crash Course by Adeline Pontiffs. So I'll just quickly take you to a small virtual tour, and here we go. So it's Building Analytics Teams by John K. Thompson. We already know John, and he's like the master in analytics. So it will help you building a highly skilled individual to design and build, implement applications. So go for it, guys. If you're looking for a discount on this book, it's happening from the 23rd of November to 6th of December. The other book is The Infinite Retina, a little different from data, but definitely people who are interested to know more about spatial computing, this is the book for you, by Irina Cronin and Robert Scoble. Okay, which is the next book? The next book is obviously by Adeline Pontiffs. It's the AI Crash Course, and with this book, obviously you can unlock the power of artificial intelligence with our master guy, Adeline Pontiffs. So yes, next book is Dancing with Qubits by Robert Sador. Robert is a VP in quantum space at the IBM, and also this book would help you explore the principles of practicalities of quantum computing. So this book is definitely for you if you're looking for something in quantum space. It's the Python machine learning. Obviously, we know Sebastian Rashka and why Mirjali. So this book is definitely in the sale. So go for it, guys. It will be up to 15% or maybe more. You never know. So don't forget to go and grab the copy if you want to buy Python machine learning. Okay. So the next book is Deep Learning with TensorFlow 2 and Keras. It's by Antonio Gali, Amita Kapoor, and Sujit Pal. You can actually build, machine and deep learning systems with the newly released TensorFlow 2 and Keras for the lab, production, and mobile devices. So this book is definitely for you if you are into deep learning. All the best, guys. This was just the small tour I wanted to give you, and sorry I couldn't be here because obviously it's my birthday today. But hope you guys are enjoying the session, and all the best.
Nice one. Wow, I want all of those books, especially Dancing with Qubits. It sounds like a book that I know nothing about the topic. Anyway, so I said Ravit will be picking some winners from everyone, and there were a lot of people that put in to win Ravit there, and he will announce them on the 25th of November. So good luck with that. And that is all of our speakers. So thank you very much to all of them. And I know that I asked for a lot. Packing a talk into 4 minutes is not easy. I know these guys could talk for 4 hours on their areas of expertise. So very quickly, we're going to jump into announcing the prize winners. So I will bring up all of the guys who are giving away prizes. So give me 1 second while I do that.
Hi.
Here we go. I think that is everyone, is it?
That's everyone. We're all here, dancing with qubits.
Dancing with Qubits, exactly. That's the one that we all want. So I will start with Susan. If you could go first, because I know you have a call at 4:30. So if you could announce your winners now, and then you can. So these guys will announce their winners, and then you will liaise with the winners as well, so they get everything they
I
need.
will
Right?
find you, or you can find me. Always hustling, never a moment's peace. So my 5 winners are Urmi Shah, Dhruv Pandey, I don't even know if I'm saying these right, Matthew Emmerich, Andrea Feeney, and Shubhada Gopal. So thanks very much.
Well done with all of that. So you guys will hear from Susan, maybe when she's off her call after this one.
Yeah, and don't forget, 30/40.
Dirty 40. That's the best of the discount codes by a long way. Absolutely. All right. Well, Susan, if you need to go at some point, then absolutely. Thank you for
Very
coming.
shortly. So thank you so much for hosting this and providing this for everybody, Andrew.
Not a problem. It's been a lot of fun. So thank you very much, Susan. Now I will move. Who can I move to next? Andreas, you're next there. So do you want to announce your winners, Andreas?
Yes. My winners are Elise Oberacker, Thomas Solis, and Amita Chandra, and Will van Lerpen, who successfully spammed the chat, and Umri Shah. I'm going to contact them and send them a contact request.
Nice one. Thank you, Andreas. Well done, everybody that won that. I know that's going to be amazing for you. Next on my screen here is George. So, George, do you want to announce your winners, please?
Yes, and my apologies if I'm mispronouncing your names. So the first one is Anastasia Liatos. Congrats! I'll follow up, or please contact me if I can't find you. Next one is Monica K. Royal. And last one is Subendu Rath. So congratulations. And for the rest, please check out lightsondata.com. I promise you'll find some goodies over there that will address your needs.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you can tell the way that George ran through his presentation. He knows what he's talking about. So absolutely take advantage of all these guys' deals. They are very, very good. All right, next on my screen, we have Alistair. So can you please announce your winners? I know your speech was quite recent, so have you managed to get yours?
I have indeed, but George and I have selected a winner of the same account. So Anastasia Liatos is also... I probably said that wrong, George probably said it right, but Anastasia Latos, Mohammed Noor Abu Khalif, because I pronounced the long one, and then Umi Shah as a final.
Well done, well done. All right, next I have Scott Taylor, who's no longer on the screen, but we have the CDO, the Chief Dog Officer, is here to announce the winners by the looks.
No, thank you, Andrew. I'm the CDO, the Chief Dog Officer, and I've got a few exciting winners of Telling Your Data Story. Again, Mohammed Noor Abu Khalif at Amazon in Jordan. He's the lucky winner. What about Anja Kunjek, a purpose-driven IT student in Saviero? And last but not least, Urmi Shah, ML enthusiast out there in India. So we want to congratulate all our winners of Telling Your Data Story. You'll get those electronic copies. We'll reach out to you somehow in LinkedIn.
Wow, clear as mud. Thank you very much, CDO.
All right.
All right. All right, we will move on. I'm going to be a bit more stern with my moving on this time. So, Kate, can you please announce your winners?
Yes, absolutely. Thanks, Andrew. So the 3 winners for the Visual Best Practices courses are Amanda Greenwood, Neil Chapman, and Ramakrishna Kancherla. Congratulations. I'll follow up with you with access for the courses.
Well done, well done. And I will announce my winners as well. So I have 2 winners. They are Neil Chapman and Anumita Chandra. So I will be in touch with you guys. So we've got some people that have won a couple of things, I think, which is very exciting for you. So nice work, everybody. Now, we've just gone over the time, but since we've got through all of the content, if the speakers are happy to stay here for a little bit longer, you can go if you need to. But if people are happy to stay on for a little bit longer, we skipped a couple of the quiz questions. So I can ask those now, and if anyone wants to stick around, and if the speakers here want to have a guess on screen as well, we can do that. I've got 2 quiz questions, and I have a visual question. You know,
I have some more slides. Can I show more slides, or no? Do we have time for more of my slides?
I'm gonna set up another session for you, and you're gonna have 4 hours. You know, 4
Andrew,
hours.
you know you can mute him as the host. You can mute Scott.
I may need to. So the next question is similar to one that we had earlier on YouTube, but so this is on average, how many WhatsApp messages are sent every minute? How many WhatsApp messages are sent every minute of every day? So, Andreas, what do you think? Everybody, throw your guesses in. What do you think, Andreas?
5 million. 7. No, that was a different number.
All right, I'll let you know the answer because it's a hard one to guess, right? You've got no reference point, but it's 41.7 million WhatsApp messages are sent every minute.
Oh,
now,
wow.
That's pretty big data. There's debate about what's big data. I'm pretty sure that's pretty big. So we have another question here, and this was a question that was asked, that was posted the other day by Greg Kokilo, who has actually just been announced as one of the LinkedIn top voices for 2020. So well done on that, Greg. And his trivia question was, what percentage of all the data that we generate today is unstructured data? So unstructured data is, I guess, things that wouldn't fit into a rows by columns table. So things like photos, video, audio, tweets, etc. So what percentage of all the data that we generate today is unstructured data?
90%.
80%.
Oh, good. George has done a Susan and just nailed it straight away. 90% of all the data. And I guess that's not surprising considering that we learned earlier that 500 hours of video content are loaded into YouTube every minute.
Yeah.
So it's not too surprising. Now I have one final question here, and I said it was a visual one. So I'm actually going to share my screen. Give me 1 second here. All right. So this here looks a little bit like Robert Downey Jr.'s unfortunate looking brother. That's what I think. I don't know if that's a little bit harsh to say that. Anyway, this is a mash between two very, very famous people of the tech and business world. So can you, maybe, who are we going to pick? I'll pick somebody at random. Or Kate, do you want to have a guess first? Do you know who?
It looks like Elon Musk.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're agreed on Elon's shape.
Jeff.
Who? Andreas. I think you've got it. All right, I think you've got it. So I'll show you quickly who this is. So this was a mixture between Mr. Elon Musk and Mr. Jeff Bezos. So there you go.
He kept the hair.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. So that plus that equals this exceedingly wealthy businessman.
Robert Downey Jr. Yes, Robert
Downey Jr. Exactly.
Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr. All right. Well, we have gone over time by 5 minutes, but I'm pretty happy with that considering I didn't really know how long this was going to take. So I would just like to say that this has been absolutely fantastic. I've had a lot of fun. So thank you for everybody that's been watching, for all of your interactions and comments. I know there has been a lot of comments, and congratulations to all of the people that won. I'm really glad that you're going to get some of what these guys are offering because it's absolutely exceptional content that these guys have created. So yeah, I just really wanted to make this an enjoyable session for the data community after what has been a very long and testing 2020. We've all been affected in different ways, so it's nice to get together and have some fun. So yeah, thanks again to the speakers. Not only your amazing talk,
Andrew.
Thank you. Yes, Andrew. Amazing job.
Nice job, really.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you. Yeah, I did want to say thank you for your amazing talks. I know that 4 minutes was trickier for some than others as well. And thank you for the giveaways and deals because I know there was a lot of value. So I sort of came to you guys and said, would you be willing to put some value on the table? And you came back with more value than I could possibly have asked for. So thank you for that. But yeah, make sure that you follow me on LinkedIn. Here I've put a link to my profile at the top here. Follow all of the speakers. They're the people that you need to be following in the industry. Also, if you have a great data product that you're looking to showcase to people in the data industry here on LinkedIn, then do get in touch with me. I'm more than happy to discuss how we can promote that. But anyway, I will let you all go and enjoy your Fridays and have a wonderful weekend. This has been great. So I will see you very soon.
Thank you, everyone.
Everyone.
Bye. Thanks.